Hey, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel where we talk about gentle skincare, sometimes self-care, and today we're talking overrated skincare and underrated skincare. A couple of months ago, I did a YouTube short about overrated and underrated skincare, and you loved it so much, I decided to develop this into a series of longer form videos where we can really do a deep dive into these products. Now, I want to let you know, when I say overrated, I don't mean bad products. Don't ever use types of products. If the products that I'm calling are overrated are something that you really love, enjoy using, please keep loving it, keep using it. These are just my opinions on some products that get a lot of attention, and I want to shed some light on some lesser known products that maybe don't get as much love, but definitely deserve to. So if you're so ready to dive into this overrated, underrated series, give the video a big thumbs up and let's get started. So first, let's start with the overrated. This is the Dr. Jart Ceramidin line. Now, Dr. Jart is a Korean brand, although they did sell to Estee Lauder, I think around 2019 or so. And so when that occurred, Dr. Jart actually went global. You know, they definitely had all of the resources of a huge corporation like Estee Lauder at their hands. And they are now in Sephora. They are very, very popular. And this line really focuses in on strengthening the skin barrier and really focusing in on healthy skin and helping to treat dryness on the skin. And the way that they're doing that is with their ingredient focus on ceramides, hence the name Ceramidin. And they also do have a heavy focus on panthenol in their products as well to really hydrate the skin and then replenish and strengthen that skin barrier. I think these products have really picked up popularity because there really has been a trend in skincare in the last couple of years about taking care of your skin barrier. And I think that's because the trend just before, the last couple of years was all about exfoliating your skin. And I think some people really went ham on the AHAs, the BHAs, the retinol. And I think so many of us actually did end up in a spot where our moisture barriers were weak or damaged from kind of getting a little too excited about the exfoliation trend. And so I think naturally, as things ebb and flow, the next sort of wave of trend and focus in the skincare world did become taking care of your skin, like your skin barrier, and making that barrier a lot stronger so that you can use all the acids that are so fantastic, right, for rejuvenating the skin. So I think that it's just kind of fallen in line with trends. But the thing about trends, right, is once they kind of start, it really is like opening the floodgates, and then we get all of the barrier care products and all of the ceramide focused products. And that's kind of where I feel like Dr. Jart is right now. They were one of the first to really say, hey, we have ceramides in our product, just a little bit before the trend started off. So they were right at the forefront. But now there's actually so many ceramide options out there that I just don't think that Dr. Jart is actually offering the best version of a ceramide based and focused skincare line. So let's do a product highlight on the Dr. Jart Ceramidin Skin Barrier Moisturizing Cream. This retails about $48 for 50 milliliter of product. So this cream features 5 different forms of ceramides. We have cholesterol and fatty acids. Now this is really important because just ceramides, super helpful, so great for your skin. But when they're in combination with cholesterol and fatty acids, they actually just all work better together. They are the 3 major components of the skin barrier. Ceramides do make up 50% of your skin barrier, but fatty acids and cholesterol actually make up the other 50%, 25% respectively. And they just, like I said, they work better together and they can strengthen your skin a lot faster than if you were to just rely on ceramides alone. So smart formulation here using what I call the Holy Trinity. And then of course, as I mentioned, panthenol is a heavy focus in this line. We have that here in the cream, bringing a little bit of that hydrating factor. And then we also have shea butter in the cream, which brings that kind of like silky, buttery, rich type of feeling to the cream. It's kind of a nice kind of intersection of like buttery and balmy. I do also want to point out here on the ingredients list 3 different essential oils bringing some fragrance to this cream, as well as a fragrant compound called citronellol. Now, this is actually a compound that has to be labeled separately in the ingredients list by labeling laws because it does have a potential for irritation. It's a common irritating ingredient for sensitive skin. It's also not really super duper recommended if your skin is in a weak or damaged state. If your moisture barrier is very vulnerable, it's actually not recommended to use these types of fragrant ingredients on your skin at that point in time. Even if you've never reacted to those ingredients before, as I mentioned, they're common irritants. When your skin is vulnerable, those irritants have a greater potential for wreaking havoc on your skin, because your skin's not, it's not healthy, it's not strong, it's not going to behave the way you're used to it behaving. So many things can sting and irritate the skin that we thought were gentle. And so it is, like I said, it is definitely recommended to avoid these ingredients. And so I do think that makes this particular product probably fine for using to keep your skin in a healthy state or to help moisturize it. But I don't think that makes this product the very best choice you can, make when your skin is in a weak or vulnerable state. Those ingredients are something that I would definitely say to avoid if your moisture barrier is damaged. Now, my underrated alternative to the Dr. Jart Ceramidin line is the Illiyoon 80 Ceramide Concentrate line. Now, I know it's not that underrated, definitely not on this channel. It is not. But as an alternative to Dr. Jart, it is a lesser known brand. It's not as globally available as Dr. Jart. It doesn't have that presence in North America and in Europe in Sephora stores. You definitely do have to be a little bit more into kbeauty to get into Illiyoon. The other reason why I think it's actually a really nice worthy alternative and slightly underrated compared to Dr. Jart is it is also a full service ceramide line. Dr. Jart is not just offering the moisturizing cream. I just wanted to focus in on that product, but they're also offering moisturizing toners, sheet masks, body creams, lip care. There's so much available in that line. You could probably make your whole entire skincare routine from that line if you really wanted to. They do have a lot of options. And so does Illiyoon. I mean, not only are they offering a moisturizing cream, they also offer a moisturizing gel and lotion. So already right away, we've got more options opened up for different skin types. They offer a lot of different cleansers for face and body. They have sheet masks, they have lip care products, hand care products. They have so much. And so I think it's a really nice alternative to Dr. Jart. Now let's do a product on the Illiyoon 80 Ceramide Concentrate Cream. This retails about $20 for 150 milliliter of product. But I want to let you know $20 is really the full retail price here, but it is often discounted for less. Now the ingredients list is a little bit different looking here. We do have ceramide NP, but then we also have a biomimetic ceramide molecule called ceramide PC104. Now this is actually a synthetic or lab-made ceramide, and it actually behaves in the same manner as ceramide NP. Now this is kind of like, oh, is that bad? Man-made? Synthetic? Does that mean it doesn't work as well? No, it actually behaves exactly the same. Our skin is able to recognize the molecule as a natural ceramide, basically, and it's able to use that in the same way that it would use any other form of ceramide in skincare. The reason for doing a biomimetic or a synthetic type of ceramide, it actually helps to drive the price down of the product. Ceramides actually can be quite expensive. It seems odd because they seem to be in everything these days, but it can actually drive up the price of the product. So they are relying on still a very, very good, solid ceramide, but just something that costs a little bit less. And they are pairing it with other great barrier supportive ingredients, cholesterol. There are different forms of fatty acids in here. Phytosphingosine, which is a ceramide precursor, really great for helping to strengthen the skin barrier. Now the texture is different from Dr. Jart as well. It has more of a traditional creamy, silky type of feel. It's medium weight on the skin. It's not really rich, buttery, or greasy. It actually does seem to have a little bit more of like a neutral type of finish. It absorbs in the skin beautifully, and it doesn't leave it shiny on the top. It does all the moisturization inside of the skin instead of just on the top of the skin. But it definitely does have a nice emollient feel to it, and it's really great if you are leaning on the drier side. I think in a comparison, both products, Dr. Jart and Illiyoon, they're moisturizing creams geared towards folks who are struggling more with dryness on the skin or dry patches. But as I mentioned earlier, what's great about the Illiyoon line and the reason why I favor it a little bit more is because there's options for other skin types. You don't have to make the moisturizing cream work for you if you don't like it. The moisturizing lotion that Illiyoon offers in the Ceramide line definitely does help to comfort and nourish the skin, but it doesn't have as rich of a feel, and it's a lot lighter on the skin. It's not medium weight. It's a little closer to lighter without the occlusivity factor either. So if you ever feel like, you know, the creams kind of seal your skin off, try the lotion version because it just doesn't have that occlusivity to it. It really allows your skin to breathe with some nice, light, comforting moisture on the skin. Now the gel, I actually have not personally used, I'm going to be completely honest with you, but it has been developed for more oily skin folks in mind to give them a much more fresh, lighter approach to their lotions and creams. And I think it's just a bonus that with Illiyoon, you are getting a lot more value for your money, which is becoming ever more important today, right? You know, with the moisturizing cream, you're getting 3 times as much as Dr. Jart for about half of what Dr. Jart is charging. You know, Dr. Jart, I have enjoyed some of the products from them, but I've always had the feeling that their stuff's just a little bit overpriced. I always feel like I'm paying $10 to $20 more than what the product is actually worth. And I think it's just a bonus that they are offering fragrance-free options within the Illiyoon line. As I mentioned, if your goal is just to keep your skin healthy, it's healthy and you want to keep it that way, I think Dr. Jart is going to be a fine choice. But if you have very sensitive skin or you are dealing with a weak or damaged moisture barrier, you really do need to treat your skin as being incredibly vulnerable. And from that standpoint, I do think that Illiyoon is a much better choice in that instance to help strengthen the skin. Next, Overrated Innisfree green tea seed line. Now this line from Innisfree is really like their flagship line. I mean, this is what has made Innisfree popular for so many years, and I think that the hype has really come full circle now because Innisfree is being offered in Sephora stores, so it's made it a lot more globally available. And if you're just getting into K-beauty, this is probably a brand that you have some familiarity with. This is probably a product that you've heard a lot about. It does get a lot of attention. I personally have used this product many, many years ago. It's probably been slightly reformulated since then, but I have used this line of products before, and this was way before YouTube or anything like that. And at the time I was like, it's nice, but it wasn't incredibly impressive to me, and it didn't really inspire me to repurchase it at all. So let's talk about this line. They're really focusing in on green tea as a star ingredient, which has been incredibly popular in Asian beauty for like centuries. But I would say that I think if you're not into K-beauty, you may not be super familiar with the benefits of green tea for the skin. You know, it's a fantastic antioxidant. It helps to reduce inflammation in the skin. It has antibacterial properties, making it not only a great choice for those who are maybe suffering with acne on the skin. It can really help to calm and soothe pimples, reduce the inflammation, help with sebum control, and help with bacteria. But because of its antioxidant properties, I mean, it is so rich in polyphenols and in so many great, fantastic compounds for the skin. It actually makes it a great choice for well aging too. Overall, though, it just really helps to support skin health. And every time I personally use green tea, anything in my skincare routine, my complexion glows. It makes your skin look so healthy and lit from within. So that's really where this line is focusing in on. It's really bringing those green tea benefits. I think because green tea, as I mentioned, if you're not deeply into K-beauty, you may not be as familiar with it as a topical skincare ingredient. They have seemed to shifted the focus of the marketing of this product in the last couple of years to focus in on its hyaluronic acid content, which is a ingredient more Western skincare consumers are familiar with. It really helps to hydrate and plump the skin. So let's do a product highlight on the Innisfree Green Tea Hyaluronic Acid Serum. This retails about $30 for 80 milliliter of product. So ingredients, we have green tea leaf extract, green tea seed oil, bringing some richness and emolliency into the formula. And then we have an ingredient called ECGC. Now this is actually related to the green tea plant. It is the polyphenol found within green tea, the most active polyphenol, which is actually responsible for all of the fantastic benefits that green tea has to offer, which I've kind of already covered. Think about ECGC as a really highly concentrated green tea bomb for the skin. I mean, this is where all the antioxidant, all the anti-inflammation capabilities are coming from. It is highly concentrated green tea, and so it's really fantastic to see it here in the ingredients list, because it's pretty easy to throw in some green tea leaf extract, which could be kind of watered down and maybe the benefits are a little bit slower to show up on the skin. It's nice that they've really rounded out and really upped the green tea content with the ECGC. Talking about green tea just very quickly, it's a pretty expensive ingredient, and it definitely can drive the price up of the product. So it is good to see different forms of green tea being used to really help get the content of the green tea without driving up the price by using high percentages. So other notable ingredients in here include niacinamide, panthenol, hyaluronic acid, and then we have a vitamin C derivative known as 3-O-ethyl ascorbate. So we're getting some of those vitamin C types of benefits, antioxidants and some brightening, but in a much gentler form and something that's a lot more stable as well. I also want to point out the denatured alcohol here, as well as 2 fragrant compounds, linalool and limonene. Now the texture of this is really interesting because with hyaluronic acid in the name, I'm thinking of something that is really kind of like gel-like and plumping, and it actually has a little bit more of a runnier, what seems like a watery texture, and as you're working this into your skin, it definitely has some nice absorbency. The denatured alcohol really kind of helps to contribute to that feeling overall, but you actually start to feel, instead of like a burst of hydration, you actually start to feel a richness. That is definitely, sometimes hyaluronic acid can kind of have like a moisturizing feel to it, but there's also a couple forms of oil in here. We have squalane as well as that green tea seed oil, and I think that's really contributing to the rich feeling that this has, that moisturization element. So it's always a little bit different than what you're expecting. There's a little bit more of a moisturization element to this. So as I've mentioned, I've used the product before. It was fine, but it really wasn't a wow for me. There was nothing about the product that really showed benefits on my skin that made me think, hey, I need to go out and repurchase this. It really didn't do much for me, but as I said, it's fine. It's a solid product, but that does make me wonder why it is so freaking popular, because I'm like, it's not a wow though. I have to admit, I do find this to be a very fairly priced product, especially when we're talking about something that's available at Sephora. I always find their prices, especially on kbeauty, they always seem to jack the prices up a little bit. I find the price of this incredibly fair. $30 for 80 milliliter of product. I mean, most serums are 30 mil or 50 mil, so I think that this is priced exactly right. My underrated alternative to this product is the Isntree Green Tea Fresh line, specifically the Green Tea Fresh Serum. Now let me talk about this line before we dive into the product, because this entire line has really been formulated to bring a high concentration of quality green tea into your skin. But not only is it just about green tea, it's been formulated with oily folks in mind, because they have formulated the products within this line to help control sebum on the skin. So yeah, if you are, producing excessive amounts of oil, anything that controls sebum is going to be a good thing for your skin, absolutely. But even if you are somebody who is prone to breakouts, like I said, I am, having a little bit of sebum control can actually help. You don't want to strip your skin, but it can actually help, because what makes the pimple, right? It's dead skin cells and oil mixing together inside of your pores, right? But green tea also has all those great well-aging benefits too. So it's also a great line, even if you're not oily or have acne prone skin, it could be beneficial to you, because they really focus in on quality green tea. So let's talk about the green tea serum, because this is one of the products in the line of green tea products from Isntree that I do think could work for any skin type. It's got such a pleasing texture to it. Now this serum features 77% of green tea leaf extract, but that's not all. Of course, that is not all. They have combined that with ECGC, and I really think that's something that you want to look for in your green tea products, unless it is like a really highly potent green tea formula like Amore Pacific vintage single extract essence, which is incredibly expensive, right? If you're not working at that price point, and when you're looking at the more affordable products, I think that you want to find this ECGC on the list, because it's that all those concentrated green tea benefits, and I think it's just going to speed up the results that you're going to see on your skin. Other notable ingredients include panthenol, niacinamide, squalane, and I want to note the absence of an ingredient, which is hyaluronic acid. I know so many people don't like to use that within their skincare products, so that actually does make this a nice alternative to the Innisfree. And I'm really going Innisfree because I keep mixing up Isntree and Innisfree, and now I'm talking about them both all together, and it's confusing my mouth and my brain. But it does make it a nice alternative to the Innisfree serum, which has a heavy focus on hyaluronic acid. That actually makes this a better choice for those who like to avoid it. Now, texture-wise, it is runny. It is watery. It has a nice amount of hydration. It's not like a burst, but it's like a nice hydrating feel without a heaviness to it. There's squalane in here, but it's not contributing that much moisture to this at all, quite honestly. It's really light, quickly absorbed, very breathable, non-sticky, non-shiny or greasy, and that's why I think that it just has a much more universal type of texture that'll work across all different skin types. And that's a big reason why I think that this is a little bit more underrated in comparison to the Innisfree serum. This, I think, just has a lot more appeal across so many different skin types and even different skin concerns. And I mean, I just find that this product works a lot faster on the skin. I find that this product brings that really beautiful, healthy, lit from within glow from my skin. When I use green tea, that's what I expect this product delivers. I think it's got a nice kind of well-aging sort of edge to it as well. I think it could complement a mature skincare routine. I think it could complement a skincare routine for maybe a teen just starting out. If you're in your 20s, 30s, like I just think that it has just so much flexibility. It's just really good quality green tea in a bottle. That's all we want. That's all we need. And so, yeah, in comparison, I think this product needs more love. I think it needs to be better known because I personally just find what's inside of the bottle to be of a little bit more quality in comparison. So I hope you enjoyed episode 1 of Overrated and Underrated. And I'm curious if there's some overrated products out there that you're wondering, are there better options? Let me know for future episodes in the comment box below. Let me know how you liked the video. Now, if you loved it and you haven't hit subscribe yet, please, I'd be so honored if you would hit subscribe before you take off. You know, I do release a lot of new skincare content throughout the week. I do long form videos and shorts. Turn on notifications so you're never out of the loop and you can catch the next episode when I post it. I hope you are healthy, happy, and safe wherever you are in the world. I love you so much. Thanks for being here with me today, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.